I'm starting a new custom wedding ring, and I'm going to bring you guys along making it 1 minute at a time. In the first step, we're taking some old jewelry that's no longer needed or used, and we're going to be taking the diamonds out of it to use for the new ring. And we'll take some yellow gold from one of them and use it for another. First step is taking all the diamonds out of the settings. And these smaller ones are harder than some of the other ones because they're set in white gold. But I really want these small diamonds for the halo setting that we're going to be making. Once we have them all collected, we're going to put them in this tiny little basket and then get them cleaned up. And the way we're going to do that is put them in the ultrasonic for a little while. And once they're cleaned up, they'll be ready for the new ring. Make sure you stay tuned for the next step. So for part 2 of making a ring 1 minute at a time, we're going to be taking our wax and getting it ready for the diamond for the center stone. The first step is getting the ring size correct. Once we have that, we're going to cut it off to the width that we need and then cut the top down to the depth that we're going to need for the center stone that we're going to be using. Then we'll mark the sides. Once we have the sides marked, we'll cut those down to size. Clean everything up with a file. And now we have the top marked center, and we're going to put a little bit of sticky wax on there and then set our center stone in there and then mark around it so that way we can cut a perfectly centered hole. Once we have that, we'll set our center stone down into it, make sure it fits. Stay tuned for part 3. If you remember from last time, we carved the width down of this ring and we set the center stone into it. Now let's carve the sides. In the first step, we're going to carve the contour of the sides of the ring up to where the center stone is, and then we'll clean it up with the file. And now we'll take the file and carve the ring shank down to its final size. Once we've done that, we will get our halo all cleaned up and made the right size, and we'll be about finished. All right, it's all finished. So next time, we're going to get it casted into 14 karat yellow gold. Stay tuned. Last time on making a wedding ring 1 minute at a time, we carved this ring, and now what we're going to be doing is casting it in gold. First step is getting it attached to this base, which we're going to be making the mold from. Once we have it attached, we'll be mixing up our investment. And this is going to be the thing that envelops this wax. And in order to get this investment completely air-free, we're going to be vacuuming out all the air bubbles. Once that's done, we're going to put this flask around it and pour all the investment in. Once it's in there, we're going to vacuum it again. Make sure there's no bubbles in it. Let it dry for 2 hours. Once it's dry, take the stuff off of it and it's ready to go in the oven. And it'll be in the oven for about 10 hours and it'll melt that wax out, leaving a void inside. And once that's done, me and my amazing client that I'm working with this time are going to be casting it. So we melted our 14 karat gold and out came the ring. Last time on making a wedding ring 1 minute at a time, we cast our ring finally in 14 karat gold, and now we're just cleaning it up with a sanding stick. And once it's all smoothed out with a sanding stick, we are polishing it up with some green rouge. And now we're setting our center stone. So we're making our seat and then cutting a ring around it so we can bezel set it. Once that's all done, we polish everything up underneath and set our stone in, and then bezel set it with a punch and a hammer. Now we have that done, we are setting our halo of little 1mm diamonds around it. So we lay them all out, mark them, drill our holes, and then make our prongs. Once we have that all set up, we put our stones in and then split our prongs so that way it holds all the stones in with this prong splitter. All right, well that's the top of the ring done. Next up, we will be putting our side stones on. This time on making a wedding ring 1 minute at a time, we are starting by putting our diamonds on the sides of the ring. First thing is we lay them all out Once they're laid out, we mark their location with a scribe. Then we start drilling holes. And once that's done, we bring the holes up to their final size with a setting burr. And then for this ring, we're going to be fishtail French cutting it. So we're cutting our fishtails now. And then we'll start to set our stones. Once the stones are set, I'm going to finish the rest of the ring with some engraving. And it's all finished. What do you guys think? I love the custom engraving mixed with the French cutting. I think that's just a really neat transition there. And the ability to use the stones that have sentimental value to people really is awesome for me. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.